This clip from Pitch Side is brought to you by our besties over at Super 6. And lads and ladies, it needs to be one. It's been a little while since the last jackpot winner. Who's to say the next one won't be you? It's completely free to play. All you got to do is correctly guess 6 results and you can win £250,000. It's that easy. You can also compete against myself, Reev, and Mr. Tom Garrett without the arm in the Pitch Side Super 6 Mini League. All you got to do is join using the link in the description down below or use the code PTCHS6 and you have a shot at winning a £100 classic football shirt voucher if you finish top of the Super 6 Mini League. It's easy and free to play. All you got to do is correctly guess 6 scores, submit your golden goal, and there you go. You're in the shout of winning £250,000. As I said, there has been 3 jackpot winners so far, and the next one could be you. So sign up now using the link in the description down below. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy.
I didn't even get to watch the game.
Yeah.
I watched the highlights.
It was a good performance from Arsenal, one that we needed.
You were great, man.
But
We were fucking fantastic. Jorginho is the second coming of Bobby Charlton.
I'm hoping you said that when you signed him.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Did we?
I've always rated Jorginho, man. Always love him. I think he's brilliant. I'm so happy he's playing well because we really needed it after how crap Partey's been over the last few weeks. We needed someone to come in and be like, lads, I'll steady the ship. And
But
he has steadied
I think
the ship.
a lot of credit for the steadying of said ship comes for Jacob Kivior as well. I think it's been fantastic. But to have a clean sheet against Newcastle, admittedly, they had chances and Ramsdale did pull up some incredible Ramsdale-esque saves.
And they hit the post a couple of times.
Yeah.
So did Arsenal.
But Kivior, to come in and against Chelsea and Newcastle, come away with 1 goal conceded.
Do you think Arteta regrets doing the whole right foot, left foot thing by playing Rob Holding over Kivior?
Nah, I don't think so.
In hindsight.
Well, obviously you could say that.
In hindsight, because we like Rob a lot, but he was at fault for a few goals over the last few weeks.
I think it's like easy to say in hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would have been. We could have easily seen a situation where you've gone to it. The Etihad, Kivior's at the back, and you can see 4 goals, and everybody goes,
Yeah, very true.
Kivior in at this early stage in his development. Like, I think it would have been way too big of a risk.
But he's looked very impressive, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
He really has.
Yeah. Got 3 solid centre-backs in Saliba, Gabriel and Kivior now.
We've got and I do think the win yesterday came from Ødegaard and Jorginho. I mean, is Ødegaard currently the best player in the world?
No.
Is he the best player in the Premier League right now?
Is he the best
On
Norwegian?
best form?
No.
Is he the best Norwegian?
Is he the best Norwegian? Is he the best midfielder in the Premier League right now? There you go.
No. Kevin De Bruyne exists. I think as long as Kevin De Bruyne
But
exists,
on current
sadly,
form?
yeah, I would take it. If you were to give me right now Champions League final, who do you want at your team?
Yeah, I agree.
KDB or Ødegaard? I still
But
would pick
KDB's
Ødegaard.
a notorious big game player as well. You saw it against us every game that matters. He just scores in the first 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, he's got 3 in his last 2. Ødegaard.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's now starting to show signs of turning up when it matters.
He's also still very young. He's the captain of the club.
Yeah, for sure.
His ceiling is endless, surely.
I think 15 non-penalty goals this season. I think that's the joint highest in Premier League history from a midfielder.
With De Bruyne.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is actually
there's still a few
crazy.
games left to go as well.
He'll break it probably.
I've seen the old Twitter argument of it being Dele Alli with 17, but he was basically playing second striker at that point, wasn't he?
He was literally like playing right up front effectively.
But it's crazy. Arsenal are the only Premier League side this season in all competitions to have 3 players over 20 goals.
Yeah.
Saka, Martinelli, and Martin Ødegaard are all on over 20
goals.
goals.
So young.
Yeah.
Like they're so young.
Is that shows the future is bright for Arsenal. And look, the title it's not over yet. City has still got to play Chelsea, away at Brentford, away at Brighton. Now I know obviously Brighton had a shock result. Why are you looking at me like that? I know Brighton obviously had a shock result against Everton. We'll come on to that later. But you just look at it and think,
couple banana skins in there.
Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened.
And I feel like now, maybe I am just stating the obvious a little bit, but now that it feels like the pressure is off Arsenal again, we're playing better football.
I think you're better chasing. I do.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was the same last season when you were in the fourth spot.
Yeah.
And that like mounting pressure on a young squad. When young players are like chasing games, they just like go out and just play with so much more freedom.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I think when you've got the pressure on the back of the players, especially given that I feel like some of your experienced players have kind of let the group down recently. Like you said, Thomas Partey.
Yeah.
I think even Zinchenko recently is like he struggled a little bit off the ball. Definitely still one of your best players on the ball, but he's just not an amazing defender. Naturally, isn't he? Inherently,
it's true. It's true.
I think you're much better chasing. Much better chasing.
Well, did you see the whole Alan Shearer losing his mind clip?
What was that?
Yeah, it did.
I think that is a Newcastle fan coming. That's a Newcastle fan right there. I know it's Alan Shearer, but that's a Newcastle.
That was embarrassing.
Fan. Yeah. It was a bit.
I can understand the frustration a bit.
A bit of frustration.
No, I can understand it though because
of course you can.
It's pent up frustration over the last few weeks.
But this is the thing though. It's because Newcastle and other teams, I imagine, have been victim of this clear and obvious rule. Which
that
needs
was clear and obvious.
No,
it needs
to
be even hit his hand.
Because is it clear and obvious if you watched it for 5 minutes or 7 minutes?
Mate, it's hit his fucking knee.
Okay, no. But if it's that clear and obvious, why is it not made?
But it's not a handball.
I'm not.
It's hit his knee.
I'm saying.
So pipe down.
No, I'm saying. But if they're going to go by this clear and obvious rule, then it can't take this long to make a decision.
3 times and goes, "That's a mistake," and comes back.
It hurt. But no, it's happened recently.
But it can't hurt because it's not a pen.
No, but I'm saying it's not that pen. I agree the right decision was made there, but in past games we've had things overturned.
No, but this is Arsenal. Every club, man.
So I'm saying all
Stop
teams
crying about it. They got the right decision. You should be angry when they get the wrong decision, but they've got that right. You should be praising VAR, saying they've actually done something well here. They've overturned a decision for correct. They've done it correct.
Yeah, we're giving.
And you're moaning about VAR.
I'm not moaning. I agree that's the correct decision.
You Newcastle fans, man.
I hate that I've lost the news now.
You Newcastle fan. You're moaning about a decision being correct.
No,
what do you want to moan about next?
I just said it's correct.
Why don't you moan to your players for losing 2-0 at home?
I hate Arsenal.
It is true though. Like pundits and managers and everyone alike within the industry berate officials, and then the one time they get it right, they still get criticism to.
Have you seen they're going to?
Forum.
I think Howard Webb's going on. I don't know whether it's Monday Night Football or something. One of the Sky Sports shows, and I think they're releasing like a load of the conversations between VAR and the referees.
I'd love to see that.
And they're going to analyse the conversations, like the communication structure.
Do you know what as well? Newcastle were like, Arsenal did dirty tactics, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you don't like it. Yeah, you don't like it.
No, do you want to know something, Lewis? Do you want to know something? Do you want to know something? Guess which team have the longest delays to restart kickoff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's Newcastle United.
Guess which team has had the ball in play for the least amount of time on average per game this season?
It's Newcastle.
Guess which team?
52 minutes a game. And 52 minutes a game.
You lot are watching throw-ins. Your fans are watching your players pick up footballs for throw-ins.
And guess which team is third in the Premier League right now? It works, and I credit Arsenal. It worked for you.
Which team plays in black and white stripe in the north?
So like people
it
say
works. What time wasting works? And why are you moaning about Arsenal?
You did it against us, so you can't criticise us because you did the exact same thing.
You're crying about it.
I'm not crying. I said credit.
Lewis, you have just said. Yeah. Well, time wasting works. We're third in the Premier League. So why are you crying about Arsenal?
I didn't say anything. I said credit to you. It's just funny how
you're crying about. Why are you crying?
It's funny how Arsenal have to do it to Newcastle.
You know what it is? It's a Mikel Arteta masterclass.
It's funny
to have it used against them and going, do you know what? We're going to take it to their ground, beat them at their own game, and then smash them off the park. Dan Burn said in an interview afterwards, he was like, the fact that Arsenal are doing this to us is credit to how good we are.
It is.
And also, do you know what is amazing? You know when Arsenal obviously lost to City and everyone was like, I cannot believe Arsenal have just gone there and tried to play the way they play, their style of football. But then they go and beat Chelsea. They go and beat Newcastle by continuing that style of football. It is a credit to Mikel Arteta for believing in the way football should be played for Arsenal.
The last time that we lost to City at the Etihad, we went on a 7-game win streak where, all these magic results were happening in the 90th minute and stuff. Why can't we do that now until the end of the season?
I think you can. The issue is that City can do that as well.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
We rely on City.
On that whole time wasting thing, there was one specific moment. I'm not complaining because I found it funny in myself how pissed off I was getting because I know we did it to use. It was like we bumped into Ramsdale's shoulder and he went down holding his head for 2 minutes and I was like, I can understand how funny it is and he knows what he's doing, but it was pissing me off so much.
That meme where it's like the smiling face in front of the angry face. That's you right now. Speaking of Ramsdale, Arteta's done it again, lads. It's a coaching masterclass. Apparently, he showed the guys in the changing room
all or nothing
last year's game against Newcastle.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
It worked. Did he though, or is that just like a story that came out in the news?
No, Ramsdale said it.
Ramsdale said it.
There we go.
And do you think like other managers don't do this? Like, I think this is like a commonly held thing that like they use different motivation.
I don't reckon Sean Dyche does it
pre-game. I think Sean Dyche has got his own motivation tactics. It's this weird thing where like it only seems to be Arteta's like
It's because it's on the program, isn't it? Everyone's seen it and the light bulb
heads and stuff like that. Yeah,
man, coaches are mad.
Well, it's true though. It's horses for courses, isn't it? So obviously, if you got, you know what that means, right?
Horses.
It's horses for courses.
Horses for courses.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So it means some horses run better on certain courses, so it's more appropriate for them. Okay.
Yeah.
Horses for courses.
Things work better for certain people.
So for example, managers that would go and play at like a Stoke or a Burnley, they know what they're going to come up against. They're going to motivate a team differently to if they're going to play against Manchester City. So they'll show things that are applicable and appropriate. So obviously going to Newcastle and giving them the fire that they needed was good management.
It really, this loss like really hurt, if I'm honest. Because imagine he showed you that clip and then you lost anyways.